Okay, you go ahead.
Awesome. Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in and checking this webinar out. I am blessed to be invited by Catherine McIntosh, the CEO of Listed. And today's topic is going to be on how I, Danny Wood of Brokerage Nation, I help real estate agents with their marketing. And one of the challenges I see with real estate agents getting their app in the hands of more consumers is that they don't engage in enough conversations. And one of the reasons is because they don't have a big enough marketing push. They download the app, but then they don't tell anybody about it. And on top of not telling people, they're also not sharing and showing in their day-to-day business operations. So I have created a couple different templates that we're going to edit on Canva to inspire agents on the different ways they can get the listed app out of the mind and into their consumers' phones.
Amazing. Amazing. Thank you, Dan.
So let me share my screen real quick. There we go. Okay, so we're going to have a resource center live on the listed website
Yep.
that has all of these resources and more to come for agents in the future. So I'll start with this one right here is one that I feel like has a lot of power and a lot of leverage. And this is an 8.5, 11 sheet of paper. So because it's a standard size piece of paper, you can actually use it on the back of your feature sheets. You could use it when you're door knocking. You could use it if you're at an open house and use it as a handout. If you have a buyer presentation or a seller presentation, this could be the back page of that presentation. So I like this because it's almost like a universal. And if you zoom in, you can see
Almost like a
obviously you
link
get
tree, too. It's almost like a paper link tree.
that's exactly, I was inspired by Linktree on this because if I go to a real estate agent's website, I'm like, okay, where's the seller page? And they're like scrambling and looking, they don't know where to find it. What about your Google testimonial link? If I ask most agents, what's the specific link for sending a Google testimonial, most agents don't know it. And what they end up doing is just doing a Google search for their business page and then sending that link. And that's the wrong link. So it's a really good idea to get all of your links in order. What is the link for your Facebook? What is the link for your YouTube? What about resources? Do you have like anything for real estate investors? Do you have anything for first-time home buyers? Do you have anything for people that are downsizing, pre-construction? So we've all got different resources that we like to leverage. But the problem is that the resources are everywhere. So now we can put it all on one sheet of paper and I like this because imagine, so here's this piece of paper, and I'm doing an open house as a real estate agent. And at that open house, I'm having a conversation with these buyers that are coming through the property. Well, when they're coming through the property, before they leave, I hand them this piece of paper, and then I'll circle the QR code down at the bottom so that they can download my app. I'll circle, oh, you're also thinking of selling, so I'll circle this QR code so that they can get to my selling page. I'll any resources if you have like a podcast or a book. So I'm going to go through
Oh, Dan,
and do the changes. Yeah,
can I say one thing there?
yeah,
I love that. I love that you can actually take the piece of paper and circle it and be interacting with them and then let them take it away. And it's kind of then you're customizing it in the moment for them. And in case anyone doesn't know and they've just discovered listed, I love the reason that you've put the big code at the bottom is because whether you send someone to your website or your social media or wherever they go, they get there and then they fall away. But I think the most powerful thing about listed is when you get there, it is that search engine that is connecting them to the market through you. So they're never disconnected. So it's that one most important link because then they have this tool, which is like a gift you're giving them. And unlike going to your Instagram page, they get listed, it's on their phone and they have you forever.
yeah.
And
I
then the
that's
rest
why I
they can
put
follow.
That's why I put it as the main call to action down at the very bottom. Because if I was an agent, my number one goal would be to get them to download the app because there's a lot of stickiness to the app. And if I can get them set up to be seeing the prospect matches, save searches, and doing everything in my app, your app, the agent's app, whatever app they've got, put it down at the bottom as the main call to action. And then by chance, anything else that fits in here is like a choose your own adventure. So it's like a menu. If I went to McDonald's, they would have a menu of their offerings, and this is the agent's menu. And I would always put my main call to action down at the very bottom, and this would be my main driver trying to get everybody to
Or if you were
download
at
it.
the most expensive steakhouse where everything is a la carte, you have all the options as well.
Yep.
So the beautiful thing that I love about what you've made is it suits that kind of menu for upscale or whatever brand and whatever the agent themselves or their brokerage wants to portray, whether it's like friendly and welcoming or elite, or like you've just made it so customizable. I'm so excited
Oh,
about it.
yeah, so I'm gonna show how to do the customizing
Oh, good.
after. I'm gonna show each template first just to get people inspired of like, ooh, I like that one, and that one. People will pick and choose their like favorite three,
Yep.
probably. And then I'm gonna show how to change the colors if you don't want it to be red, but instead you want it to be like a different color. We can easily change all that. So I'm gonna
Great.
go through and show that. So let me do each template. So close, close. All right, so this is one of the templates that this is the first one I would start with because it's the most universal. And then a cheat sheet would be awesome for people to have. So this is for the agent to hand out to the consumer, and it shows all the main benefits of the app. So it talks about the Find Me button, it talks about the save and search, it talks about setting up alerts and notifications. Even the agents themselves could use this as a cheat sheet for themselves to learn how to use the app. And this could be a piece of paper that you have and you hand out in your buyer pack, your seller pack as an individual handout. It could even be the back side of this. You know what I mean?
Mm.
On one side of the piece of paper is your universal menu, and then on the back side is a cheat sheet. That's all about the benefits and how to use the app. So that's one. And then Facebook, if you are going to be downloading an app and like wanting to promote it, one of the easiest, freest places is social media. So this is an example of a Facebook banner. So if I go, well, you know, when you go to Facebook and you got your profile picture and then there's a big banner behind you, this is where this would go. So searching real estate for sale, I have an app for that. Message me for the link. So in a Facebook banner, people aren't going to really be scanning a QR code or clicking links. So I'm just trying to engage in conversation and remind people who we are, what we do. And at this time of me posting, it would be just saying, hey, we got this app, let's talk. Speaking of social media, stories and reels are a very low cost, easy thing to do. The one thing people should try to make more of is video. So I'm going to show you a quick little example of Canva and video. So if I go video, so let's pretend guy talking. Pretend this is a video of me talking about the app. Once I have my video, I can literally just drag it and drop it. Double click on it, reposition so that it's centered. And now you got your story. Here's your story right here. And it's the agent talking about the app. Ask me for my app. And you could do one for each of the features. Remember the cheat sheet? The Find Me button, stars and favorites, creating a list, search and filter. Each one of these could be a story or a reel. So now that you have that story or a reel, you just make your videos, drag and drop.
So
So I
Dan,
have
oh, not only does it help them, but it gives them content for their content calendar.
exactly. Yeah. 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 That this listed cheat sheet right here gives them one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight different posts, not including the announcement of saying, hey, we got this brand new app. So you got like eight or nine posts right there alone. And I love this little template. Ask me for my app, and then it's got the everything you need. Just drag and drop your video right here. So that's another template.
Oh,
Um,
Dan,
yeah.
the one thing I was going to let people know is some people are very comfortable doing video and others are not. And for the people that are on like listed premium gem, we can actually log in as their client and do a video of the client perspective so the client can see how it works. And the agent in the video, it won't be generic, it'll be actually that agent. So customized for that agent in their own video on how to
Nice.
use it.
Wow. I want to try and pull up Instagram carousel. I want to show people. So a carousel ad is one post that has a bunch of images stitched together so that people can swipe through it. So I actually created one right here. So you can see how these arrows lead into the next image, and then it like kind of people would be able to swipe. It just looks beautiful. So here it says, ask me for the app link. It talks about how to search real estate listings and then talks about the find me button. And then here's the end screen. It's like the call to action. And you can rinse and repeat this for all of the different, remember that cheat sheet that we were talking about? You could make one for each. So you could do 8 different carousel style posts as well. So the agents can pick and choose. Like some people won't use this carousel style, but they will use the story one. Some people don't even like social media and they're already overwhelmed by it and they just want more traditional things that they can hand out to people. So I made for the traditional agents things like this, which would be like a business card. So this is the back side of imagine your brand new business card, and on the back of it, you got the QR code for people to download your app. How many people are you handing your business card to? It should be a lot. It should be everybody, right? You should just, otherwise, why do you have business cards? They don't make you money sitting in your drawer. So if
Oh,
you're
and on
handing,
that note, Dan, like
yeah,
it's so great to have the physical card because people really want it. If you're ever with somebody and you have listed on your phone, of course, you just go to the Me tab and that QR code right there. If they scan it, they'll be able to get the app. And that code in your own phone, when it takes them straight to the app store, is connected to them. Like that person they share it with will get them. And then this is an excellent way if someone doesn't want to get the app right away or scan the code to double down and give it to them. So I love it. I love it. It's
nice.
great.
I did 2 different versions of the business card because some people have like the standing up, like there's horizontal business cards and vertical business cards. So there's 2 different versions, so agents can pick and choose which one they like for their business. And then okay, so I'll go with the banner. So this listed banner, I titled it as a listed banner, but this could be a sign rider. Picture your for sale sign, and on the top of the for sale sign is this, or dangling on the bottom of your for sale sign. You know what I mean? You can use 2 zip ties and grommets and just have a sign hanging off the bottom of your true for sale sign, and it
Oh,
becomes
oh,
a lead
sorry.
generator.
Yes, absolutely. Uh, a lead generator for sure. And one thing that I've had is a question from agents that I want to be clear about is that when you have listed your listed app on your phone, every listing has a QR code specific to that listing, specific to you. So all you do is you go to your listing in listed, the QR code that is on that listing at the bottom of the page is the one that you're going to use here.
Hmm.
You can change. And if you've got this rider, every time you have a new listing, you just change the QR code and put that there. Then anybody who is coming by the house or sees the sign and scans it is not only instantly getting information about the property without having to have listed. They don't have to download the app to get the information. It right away takes them to the information immediately on their phone on a website that's got you at the top and invites them to also get the app. So even if they don't end up buying the property that you've got here, they're in the app with you potentially and they buy something else. So they're connected to you. So it's a way of getting new clients. And if you're an agent who's already got clients enlisted, and your client comes along and sees another agent's listed sign rider and scans it, it opens up in their app with you as the agent. It doesn't switch to that other agent. So it respects agency, but if someone doesn't have a client, it attracts them and helps you attract them. So I think that's an important point.
Yeah, that's an awesome benefit that you can do both because there's two sides of the coin. Some agents would want to promote on their listing just that one listing, which is totally a viable strategy. And then other agents, the other school of camp is it's a little bit easier on resources because you wouldn't have to make a new QR code sign for each listing if you use the generic one that people just download your app. So there's two different methods. Both work and both have a time and place. So some agents will just use the app, the QR code that downloads the app. And then other agents, by what you just said, they could actually have a QR code for the specific listing, which
Yes.
is awesome. You can do both ways depending on the agent and how they want to push it.
And Dan, the one thing I discovered when somebody was asking me about that, because they said, do I have to pay to reprint this every single time? Because they're doing it on a like a sign that's got heft, right? Like it's a
Yeah.
professional finished sign, which is expensive. But what's amazing is, and you and I can talk about this later as a resource, because I know you got great sticker places, but a really great way is to do an all-weather sticker company that you can actually get just the way you would get just listed cards every time you have a listing new. You can get these stickers and actually put them over top of, peel off, or add, to your rider
Yep.
or what's the thing on top called? Rider or dangler? Yeah, rider or
Yeah.
dangler. And
Yeah.
add the sticker over the QR code so that you've got it fresh each time.
So here's another example of Instagram post. You could use this. Or have you ever been on a website and when you are on the website, it pops up and it's like, hey, subscribe to our newsletter or whatever. It's like trying to get you to like join their newsletter or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
Same thing, you could have a pop-up on your website so that anybody who's on your website, it pops up and is like, hey, download our app. If anybody uses a tool like that, then you could use this type of image where it has the QR code for people to scan. And then if they click on any of the buttons, obviously you're going to want to take them to your own listed link because each agent is going to have their own listed link. But this is just an example of another piece of marketing that some agents might choose to use.
Can I ask you a question about that one?
Uh-huh. Yep.
If you just go back to it for a second.
Right. Okay. Yep.
Okay, so yeah, actually, when you're editing it, the arrows don't move, but the arrows are moving here. So can you just help me understand the difference between, say, like a static image and then how you get one with this kind of cool motion? Like, is this a GIF or a GIF, or how does that work?
So the cool thing with Canva is it can be whatever the agent wants it to be. So if I wanted it to have this animation, then I would probably save it as so I'll go download and I would do GIF, short clip, no sound. And then that would retain the animation. So that's what I would use on my website pop-up. Um, if it was an actual post that you wanted it to be a video, then you want to change this to be video. So it just depends. And I could make it a still image as well. So if I did JPEG and make it full quality, when I hit the download button, so I'll do that. I'll download it right now. So this JPEG isn't going to be animated. It's just going to be still. So if I go downloads, downloads, open that up, see how it's not flashing?
Oh,
It's
excellent. Thank you.
downloaded it. So in Canva, the agent has the choice of do they want it to be an animated GIF? Do they want it to be a still image? There's lots of choices here. Yeah. And a flyer. So this is just another like universal handout. If you wanted it to be, I'm picturing like at your office when a person walks in to meet you, this could be on your wall or on the counter, and just I get everybody to scan the code before they leave, type of thing. But if you need a little handout, like a little poster for your office or for your space, then here's another one. We got a whole
Oh,
bunch of
and
them.
Dan, just on
Yeah.
that, while you're still on it,
Yep.
what I love about what you showed me before we got on this webinar, which made me so excited, is literally every element of this can be changed. So those, if you're not urban downtown Toronto, those nice buildings kind of light in the background could be
Yeah.
neighborhood.
Okay, that is a good segue into let's edit one. Let's edit this one. So I feel like this is the first one people should edit and work with because they're going to have the most opportunity to be sharing and using this template. So starting with the photo of the buildings. So let's say you don't like this big black glass building. You're like, Dan, I'm a rural agent. I'm out in the country. That glass building doesn't make sense. Okay, so if you are editing this Canva template, let's work with over here on the left is where you find photos. If you don't see photos on the left, you have to click on the apps and then search the word photos. And it comes right up here. It's this black and white one. So I'm going to pick it. And now we got a bunch of photos. So uh, farm land, whatever. So if you are a rural agent, just for the sake of it, I can just drag it and hover over where the glass buildings were and then let go. And now you can see it's obviously the farmland in behind. Drag and drop. That one's nice. Blue sky, the greenery.
Oh, I love that one. And
Okay.
actually, these are all royalty free as well, right? I mean, some you pay for and some are free, but it connects with Unsplash and various programs that you can use any of these or
Yeah. So if I click on this little filter button here on the right, I can just choose if you're on Canva Pro, then all the photos are there. If you're on the free version, then you can just click on at the filter and find what's free.
and
And
what's
here's
the cutout only?
oh, that's going to be
Oh, it's like a background removal.
kinda. I don't know what because I searched farmland. I've never used the cutout only
Okay, okay, no problem. Just
images with transparent background. Ah, okay. Yeah. And we wouldn't be needing that for this function because we are creating a background, but that's cool that they have that filter there. The other filter that I like to do is look at this piece of paper. Is this a vertical piece of paper or a horizontal? It's a vertical, so I'm going to choose vertical. I'm actually going to leave it open so I get pro and free. And now these here, drag and drop. You know what I mean? Because these fill up the paper nicer
oh,
because
the
it's
perspective is
same.
accurate. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So let me kind of keep it simple and do the green grass with the blue. I like that. Okay. So, and some agents are pre-construction. Some agents work with military, like that's their gig. It's a military relocation thing. Other agents are all about cottage property. Some agents are all about um, like industrial. You know what I mean? We all got our own thing going on. So find an image here under the photos section that represents you and your brand. Now look at this. So I'm going to click on this red box and let's just pretend my branding color is purple. So if I click on this red box, oops, okay, click once on the red box. Now I see the color here red, so I'm going to click on that. If I choose this add a color and then pick the little eyedropper, I can pick a color off my shirt. So I'll be like, boom. So it now pulls the color. So there's different agents that work at different brands, and each brand has their own theme. Some themes are red, some are blue, some are teal, some are gold. Like there's all pink. So there's all sorts of different color schemes that brokerages and agents like to go with. And you can do the same thing I just did based on a logo. So let me see if I search under elements and I'll do YouTube logo. Okay, so let me just add this little YouTube logo and pretend that I want my red to be the same as this logo. So I click on the button change the color, hit the plus button, hit the eyedropper, boom. And now it's the same red as the YouTube logo, but you can do that for whatever your company's logo is. Let me do, you're going to want to delete this logo button here. You click on it once and then hit delete. We're going to want to upload our logo. So you would go to uploads and then the agent is going to obviously upload their logo. I've already done that. So
Can
I'm
you
going to go
show us
down
how to
to,
upload our logo?
yeah.
Print like,
So
yeah.
you would hit upload, upload file, and then wherever your logo is, you just pick it and hit open. Once you do that, it will appear here on this list and you can just scroll down and get it. So I will use mine and shrink it down.
I love when you shrunk it, it stayed justified. It didn't make the logo obscured, like it justified the height and width.
Yeah. Okay. A agent's name. So Dan Wood or Joe Blow or Becky Keys or whatever the agent's name, their title. Are you a sales rep? Are you a broker, broker owner? Are you a realtor? Like agents have different things. Their brokerage, their phone number, their email, their website. So I would put all of that basic information there. And then on the right
Oh,
side,
can they change the font to match their font or size? How much
yeah,
customability do they have there?
yeah, so if you click on it, and then I have it defaulted to Mont. That is a very popular font that's in Canva. But let's just say you like, oh no, Dan, my font is something else. You can upload whatever your font is right here and choose it.
Oh, awesome.
So here's Century Gothic. This is a font that I uploaded that Canva didn't have. So watch this. I'm going to click on the text, click Century Gothic so you can see how it changed. And now if I hit change all, it just changed all of the text to Century
Oh,
Gothic.
magic.
Yeah, so I'm gonna put it back to Mont and then do change all, and it changed all of the text. So you can just find a font that you're happy with. If people are looking for a font to download, I suggest, this is a little side note, if I go to Google Fonts, go here and then search.
This is great. So you can also use any language. I know there's some Persian agents, there's people that have a select group of people where they want their app or their business card. And our app actually is in traditional Chinese, currently modern Chinese and French. But yeah, you could choose any font or any language.
This font, if people are looking for a font, this is the number one font used for YouTube thumbnails. It allows for the biggest, boldest text that's legible and stands out in a small space. So Poppins, and they have all sorts of different like versions of the Poppins, and it's totally free. Google Font. This is a free download, and you just hit download font family and then upload it to your computer. And in list, where is that? Hold on. I'm going to close here. So here you can upload that Poppins font if you wanted to. So I already got it set to Mont, which is very close to Poppins, and it's already in Canva. Otherwise, whatever, the agents can just pick and choose. Some people like Times New Roman, whatever. There's different reasons.
That's
So,
awesome.
okay. And then the About Me section. Oh, wait, I was doing this part. So we do the agent's name, title, brokerage, phone number, and all that. Over here on the right, I put in a gray font, very small, not intended to solicit buyers or sellers currently under contract, each office independently owned and operated. Like agents have to have that type of stuff, but it's different in every area. Some agents don't need to have the each office independently owned and operated if they're not a franchise, so they could remove that. Other agents I know, because they're in the States, they have to have their license number. So whatever weirdo disclaimer stuff you got to put, I put it in this gray font on the spine on the right side of it. So it keeps it nice and clean, but you still have all this stuff that you need to have when you do your marketing. Now we want to change each of the QR codes. Oh, and you want to change your face because you're like, Dan, I'm not you. I need to put my photo. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to uploads. You're going to upload your headshot and then drag it and drop it. So let me find a photo. I'm going to say, uh, girl.
Can you also talk about if someone could change the black background in some way too? Is that
All of
changeable?
it. Yeah, yeah,
All of it,
everything's
every
changeable. So
element.
if you don't like this black background and you want it to be gray or you want it to be blue, ooh, the blue looks pretty good actually. Or you want it to be like your purple. You know what I mean? Yep. So the answer is yeah, you can change everything you want.
Nice.
So I'm going to leave it as black for now. And then your QR code. So you're going to want to get the QR code for you as an agent. So any agent who's listening to this, I'm going to stop sharing my screen for a second. You're going to just open up your listed app. So I'm going to open up listed on my phone, listed. And then when you're logging in, you're going to see a little me button on the bottom right. So I click on the little me button and it gives you a QR code for your app. So you can save that. So I'm going to save this to my camera roll. So click and save. Listed would like to add to your photos. And do I give permission? Obviously, I do give
And
permission.
it's only permission, it's only the permission is just to let that one photo go to your photos. It's not any other photo permission.
Cool. And so here I have the QR code for my version of my app. So if I click on that, here's the QR code. Now watch this. Press and hold, and it gives me the option to open in Safari or copy link. So I'm going to copy that link. So now the link is copied. So now I'm going to go back to sharing my screen, open up the, right here is the QR code. So I click once on the QR code, and then over here on the left, the agents, this is a little magic trick. If they click on this little app tab, search the word QR, there's a whole bunch of here. And all of them you have to have an account for and pay for, except for this black and white one, which is the one that I use because it's the one that Canva owns. So if I click on that, now you'll see, look at that. Because I have this QR code selected, it already pulled in the link. So then the agent is going to paste their link and hit update code. And now look at that. The code has been updated with whatever my version of the QR code would have been. So that's how easy the agents can change their QR code. So I would start with the QR code at the bottom and make sure that is the actual one for you as an agent,
Can I make
because
one suggestion, Dan? Sorry.
always, yeah.
Okay, thank you. The best way to actually get your link to put behind the QR code, it is so cool that you can save it to photos and do that. You probably noticed when you copied that there were things in it like question mark, dot, dot, blah, blah. Basically, when you're in the app and you go to share the app or share the property, instead of sharing it to somebody by text or email or other method, you can choose copy right from there. So actually, if would you just unshare and go back to your phone for a minute and show us like in your own app, because that actually gives a cleaner link to put
Okay.
behind it. So you're in your in list.
Oh,
So
yeah. And you
go
click the
share the
about
app,
me.
the purple button, go share the app with the purple button from the
And if
Me
the
tab.
agent, yeah, yeah, and if the agent's watching this and don't know how to get to that purple button, they have to click the me tab on the bottom. So
That's
you get
right.
there first,
Oh,
and then
and
you
if you
hit the
go to the
purple.
Me tab and it doesn't look like you expect,
Yeah.
you might be in a few layers. So you can always double tap the Me and it'll take you to the top of any layer because you see you've got Me, lists, alerts, and browse. There's only
Right.
4 places you can be. If you're ever lost, just double tap the Me tab. It'll take you to the top. Now that you're there,
Hmm.
you're
You
going
hit
to
the
tap
purple button.
share the app button.
Yep.
And instead of sharing it, see right under text and AirDrop and everything, you've got copy or open in Safari. So if you
Yep.
want to see what it looks like in Safari, you can always choose that. But if you want to copy it, you would copy that link. And then that's the link you would put for sharing the app. If you were on a property enlisted, you'd go to share it and choose copy, and that would be the link for that property to share.
Yeah, nice.
Thank
Okay,
you.
so the agents will update their QR code at the bottom of that sheet, and then I'll go back. Okay, so I'm actually going to change this to be red, and then I'm going to change the photo of me to be, let's say an agent uploads their photo and you happen to be this girl. So I'm going to delete, drag it and drop it and hold it over the phone, and it'll snap right in. And you can double click to reposition. So if I want it to be like bigger and more centered or whatever, and then hit enter. Good. Okay, so we put her name, we put her company logo here. Obviously, it's my logo. And then go through that rinse and repeat one layer at a time. So buying, okay, well, go to the agent should go to their own website and go to the search listings tab, find that link, and then change the URL. What about the selling tab here? That would be your seller page. If a real estate agent has a page on their website, like find out what my house is worth, that's where you would put the link here underneath and change the QR code. So how do we change the QR code? You click once on the QR code, go to apps, search QR, and it's right here. And now it actually shows a link. So we can change that to be like right here, I have a link to my website. You're going to delete that and you're going to put a link to your seller page.
Dan,
What
the only thing I would recommend for the MLS search where they're actually searching, I guess the whole point of listed is it replaces the search on their website because nobody's going to your website to search for MLS listings.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So look, because of that, we can change the text. So it could be like buyer guide.
Yes, exactly. That should be the buyer guide and seller
Yeah.
guide.
So you can change like just because I have this text written out, there's a million different agents and they're each going to have their own thing. So you can change, oh, you don't use Facebook, delete the Facebook logo, change it. Just make it TikTok if that's what you use. You know what I mean? You can totally change everything on this template that we're giving people. So this is to make like 80% of the work is done, but the agent's still going to have to do the 20 to make it fit their mission. So change this to say buyer guide, change this to say selling guide, or whatever your resources are. Some agents have resources, some agents don't. If agents don't have resources, I would say your first one is now this app. So this is the main resource that you should be pushing.
Oh,
But
Dan, oh,
yep,
on that note, anybody who is part of Listed Premium or Listed Premium Gem gets at minimum an hour with us, either me or someone on our design team to help them do this, which is great. So that is yet another resource if you don't know where to start or want to plan it out and get all the links straight. We welcome people to reach out to us and book a hour slot, whatever is needed to make this happen.
that's awesome. That's awesome. And some people who are watching this recording are going to be able to follow along. And the next thing I want to share to follow along with is you're not stuck with the icons that I have here. So say we got this testimonial and you just don't like this star for whatever reason. Okay, so watch this. I can just delete the star. And then over on the left is elements. And then I will type in uh, star, hit see all, and there's a bunch of stars here. So whatever, maybe you like this star better. Change it to be the same color as all the other icons, shrink it, put it in place. That's one example. Say you use TikTok and I don't have TikTok listed here. Well, I can just come here, TikTok. All right, so I'll use this TikTok logo, shrink it down, put it in place. I actually zoom in when I do this part. And what I like to do is like I'll put it at another one and make it the same size. So let's do this square. Make it the same width. Good enough. Boom. Okay, locked in. So then change that to say TikTok. You know what I mean? So you can totally make this like just because these are I'm just giving you an example of the types of things you might want to link to, but make it your own. Whoever is watching this recording, just make this your own. Delete, you're like, oh, I hate Instagram. Delete it. Make it something else. And you can have a whole bunch of resources. So I have like I had one girl who's doing a resource for getting a mortgage rate hold. And she's got a picture of her mortgage broker and a QR code that goes to an interview of them talking about the benefits of getting a mortgage rate hold. Does it give you 90 days or 120? What happens if the rates go up? What happens if the rates go down? Is there any upfront cost? And so she goes over all of that on a video. So now when she's at her open house or meeting people, she's really stressing buyers that they watch that video and get a mortgage rate hold. So you can make this little menu your own adventure.
Oh, Dan,
And
sorry.
yep,
Can I,
no,
okay, I love popping in because I'm kind of taking the agent seat, right? If I'm an agent watching this, and it's so valuable, and thank you so much. So I already had an agent say, can I do a Zoom call with you that we record so I can share it with my clients on why I got listed and why it's so important and why I think they should use it. So just like the mortgage example, an agent could do their own video with us and use that as one of the why they chose listed and why they recommend it to their clients, where they're actually talking to us about it. And it could be again for their social media, and the interview could be linked on their cheat sheet.
yep, yeah. It would be awesome. Yeah, you could totally, and you can add more to this in the future. Like there's more room to add more and remove. Like you probably don't need all of your social medias posted because most agents have LinkedIn and Twitter, but they don't use it. You know what I mean? So pick and choose your own battle and list out your menu here. And I highly encourage that you have a main call to action down at the bottom. So in this case, it would be to download the listed app. And then maybe here is resources that the agents are like training people on how to use the app. Whatever. So many options. That's what's awesome about, I want to stop the screen share. That's what's awesome about real estate is we get to play in this massive sandbox. And when an agent gets in this sandbox, they can build the castle however they want. There's no cookie cutter formula of approaching business. So some people get paralyzed and overwhelmed with like the amount of effort it would take to change that one template. Let's say it takes an hour. That 1 hour of effort is going to pay dividends for years to come because you can just use this piece of paper over and over and over and over again. Yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
so
and
let
I
me go.
love it. So valuable, so valuable. Thank you.
So this looks good. Let's pretend we're happy with our changes. We put our logo, we changed our face, we put our Rico information and our contact information. In the About Me section, you'll see I put your name here, your location with X number of years. So like agents, please read this before you print it and start handing it out. Like word for word, just read every word and make sure it makes sense. So you want to change things like this. You don't want to like start handing this out and it's got your name here type of information. So we have an about you section, the different ways you help buyers, sellers, your commitment. And there you go. This is a ready to go piece of paper. So let's
No,
say we
Dan,
want to
sorry,
print this.
okay, really
Mhm.
quickly before you print it.
Yeah,
I know you're a whole other guru level on Chat GPT and AI.
yeah.
So if you did want to make it your own, they could copy and paste the about me, put it into Chat GPT, or say to Chat GPT, I want an about me section that talks about what a great rural agent I am, or a downtown Toronto agent with a top brokerage. And I do X, Y, and Z, three things. Please put that into 150 words. And now
Mhm.
it's your own unique wording that you've had help doing if you don't know how to do it, and you can put it in here. So I think that's another good option. Hey,
So I used ChatGPT to write this part here,
of course
actually.
you did.
So I'm going to copy this and I'm going to show an agent how to use real quick. Chat GPT. Okay, I'm gonna say
Wow, and you just pasted this stuff in there and it's gonna change it.
yep, it already started. So I said I'm a I mean I probably didn't even write that right because rural real estate agents still do residential. It's just they do it out in the country. And ChatGPT is probably going to now think that this is like farming stuff. But yeah, you can play with ChatGPT in any way you want. Um, I already did that for the agents on here. So I already did a basic one that'll work for most agents in any market. But yeah, customize it, make it your own for sure. So once you have this, okay, now imagine you have this glorious piece of paper and it has a shortcut to your Google testimonials, a shortcut to your app, a shortcut to your resources. You know what I'd be doing? I'd be getting on the phone, calling my whole database and just verifying, hey, do I still have the same postal code for you? And I would update my database and then mail them a copy of it.
So smart. In
Imagine.
fact, you were going to talk about printing, so let's get back to that after. I didn't want to
Oh,
interrupt
right.
you.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So let's just roll. I'm going to role play for a second. I pick up the phone. I call Laura. She's in my database. And be like,
Call
hey, Laura.
me, call me.
Hey, Catherine. It's Danny Wood over at ABC
Danny, I
Realty.
love talking to you. How are you?
Awesome. Thank you. So you can totally relax. I'm not asking you to buy a home or sell a home, but I do
Oh,
have something that I want to share with you. And I realized I actually don't know if I have the most accurate mailing address for you. So by chance, what's your postal code? I'm going to pop something in the mail for you. So
oh,
then
I'm still here forever at 256 Green Lane. Yeah, my postal code's M57G41.
got it. Cool. And I write it all down. And then I'd be like, awesome. So I got this new resource that I just put together. It's for buyers, it's for sellers, it's for anybody that you know that might be thinking of moving in the new year or in the
My
next year.
neighbor's gonna move. That would be amazing. When you mail it to me, can you send me two?
That would be awesome. So when agents do these phone calls, they will have those types of miraculous, like, wow, what a coincidence. We are moving, or my sister's moving, or this guy's moving. And it gets you on the phone. So this campaign alone of just conversations, attraction, it's full circle. So it gives you an olive branch and a reason to reach out and reconnect with your database. It also gives you a reason to update your database and find the missing information because like we're missing emails, we're missing addresses. So I can easily like call and text people to get that information and then physically mail it to them. Now imagine if one side was that feature sheet of all of your menu options on one side, but then on the back side of it was your letterhead and you just wrote up a letter about the new market that we're about to enter. And if you mail that
Amazing.
out and contact 100 people, what do you get? Three, four really solid leads, six solid leads, like enough to make it worth it, right?
Can I just say the funniest thing was there was an agent I spoke to the other day, and there's this person in her database, and she always sends stuff to them. Anyway, the person is elderly and looking to move, and finally, after 10 years of sending them things, she's going to have a listing. And when she went over, the woman went to her drawer and pulled out every flyer for the last 10 years this person sent her. I kid you not, like all the resources, like following what she does, following the market. It was astounding. So some people, especially when it's to them and you call them, care and they feel that value. And when they're ready, they reach out. It is all relationship. I just there's so many stories like that. I find it amazing.
That feature sheet, or not feature sheet, sorry, the menu sheet. One resource I saw that somebody did I really liked was a list of all their vendors, mortgage, lawyer, plumber, roofer, electrician, handyman, home stager, and it had like a whole resource of all the local vendors that serve housing needs. And that was just one of the resources on her menu. So when she mails that out to her database, people are going to hold on to that.
Oh my gosh, I could actually see someone putting that on the fridge with a magnet by the phone.
Yeah.
And then if your listed app or your picture and whatnot is on that, then like everyone's seeing it when they come over too.
Mm-hmm. So, okay, let's say we made our changes, our edits, we're happy, this is good to go. Okay, so if you want to actually print this, what you're going to do is you're going to hit the share button and then you're going to download it. And who knows, some of you it's going to default it to ping, some of you it's going to be defaulted to JPEG. If you want to print it, just do PDF. Um, PDF print best for printing. That's if you're like sending it to a printer, like a full scale did like actual printing company. If you're just printing it at your house or at the office and you're going to hit print, then just do this PDF standard. That'll work totally fine. You can flatten it. You don't have to worry about that. I'm just going to hit download.
What does flattening do?
I don't know. I know some PDFs have different layers, and if you open it up in Adobe Illustrator, you can like manipulate things. And what this does is it flattens it so it's like all one object.
Oh, okay. So if you wanted someone to edit it, don't flatten it. But if you wanted it probably to be smaller and all one.
Oh, no. If you wanted somebody to edit this, I would do something totally different. Anyways,
Oh,
I
good.
would hit the share button, and then under this more option, I can the template link would work. I can make a template and send that to somebody and they'd be able to edit it that way. And there was collaborate. Oh, collaborate right here. Only I can access this. So I can change this to say anybody with the link can edit, copy that link, and now anybody I give this link to, they could actually log in and change. I could see them working on it.
Oh, amazing. So that would be great if you were an agent doing that with your assistant or
Admin.
marketing
Yeah.
department. But if you're
Yep.
going to share your template with another agent as a gift to them, a colleague, do it differently so that they don't get in and mess up yours. So in the one where
Yeah.
you want them
If
to
you're
be able to edit it, yeah, talk about that a little.
a template link. So that would be a template link. So if I hit template link and then I copy this, I'll open this in a new browser and you'll see what happens. It shows a little preview of it, and then it says use template for new design. And anybody who clicks that, it adds it to their Canva, but it makes a carbon copy in their account, so it's now yours, and any changes you make won't impact mine. So the collaboration link, when I went to share and I did collaboration, anybody with this link. So anybody with this link, any changes they make, I'll see it. So say they accidentally delete everything, they're going to delete everything of mine. So I don't like sharing collaboration links too often. Normally I just share a template link because if they butcher it or break it or kill it, at least mine's still alive.
Smart.
Yeah. But like sometimes you do have a trusted admin or somebody that knows what they're doing. And in that case, I would do a collaboration link. Yeah. So you go through rinse and repeat. You're going to have all sorts of different resources. Do you want the videos? Do you want the cheat sheet? Do you want the social media? Do you want a carousel, a story, the back of your business cards? I would say if I was to narrow it down, of my pecking order, I would do the menu first. If you carry listings, I would definitely have the sign writers on your listings because you'll get leads from your for sale signs. And then the social media is free. So I mean, you'd be silly not to.
Yeah,
So
and
that's
I just love how you're able to, I mean, I've seen you do it, right? Almost like as if you put an ad out there, just having really attractive organic posts and then people sharing it. Especially, for example, if you've got someone following their neighborhood because you got them unlisted and they want to share it with their neighbors and you send a quick Instagram link about how to circle your neighborhood and follow the sold and available properties that come out in your neighborhood. That's so exciting. Then people share how to do that. And then when they share that, that link is actually yours as the agent. So that's how you and your clients using and sharing listed grow your network as well.
The other easy one that everybody should do as soon as they get the app is update their email signature to have a button or a link. Like, think of how many emails you send daily, weekly, yearly. Your email signature is a missed opportunity if it's stale and stagnant and not clickable. And if for anybody who's got the app now, use this as my memory trigger to you of like, oh yeah, it's a new year. I really need to update. Just like your headshot. You probably two things you got to update in real estate, your headshot and your email signature.
Exactly. Now, Dan, it sounds kind of crazy, but it's a tricky thing to update your email signature. I mean, I find a lot of people who send me an email and I'm shocked at the number of people that do this. They attach it as a photo, and often it can get in someone's spam or trash because it comes like an attachment. So it's actually got a lot less likelihood someone's going to open your email when you attach it like that. I Even though I mean I'm part of a tech company, I'm so scared about my email signature. It's the ugliest thing. And I basically just highlight like listed and put the link behind it instead of putting a picture because I want the most people to receive my email. But you're kind of a guru with creating email signatures. Can you school
Yeah,
us on
there's
that a little?
yeah, what's that company?
And I believe you're coaching, you're an amazing coach. If anyone's not coaching with Dan Wood, you can go over any of this with people, especially if they're a coaching client of yours, right? And even do the signature for them. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's true. What was the company what's name some CRMs that you've used in the past that not the one that you're using now, but
Yeah.
what
HubSpot.
HubSpot, that's it.
Yep.
Email signature. I was HubSpot. So HubSpot, first of all, any agent listening to this, I'm not telling you to use HubSpot. I'm telling you not to use HubSpot, except for this one thing. They have this one page on HubSpot.com. It's a free email signature generator. You don't need a HubSpot account. You don't need anything. You just click on this link here, hubspot.com/email signature generator, and you pick the template. Which one do you like? Do you like this one? Do you like this one? Okay, let's say I like that one. I'm going to create this signature. And then, oh wait, back to editor. Right. Okay. So I pick the template, check, and then this tab here, I can start going through and I change my name. What am I? I'm a real estate coach. So everything you change gets put here. If I scroll down, do they have photos?
I like how it automatically put all your stuff in. Is that because you've already
Oh,
done this?
here's the picture. Yeah, so I can change my profile picture here. Um, Upload an image to Dropbox, Google Drive. Oh, right. Okay. So you have to upload your profile picture or logo to Dropbox and then get a link and paste the link here. And then once you have your link, your photo would be here, your logo would be here, and you can build an email signature. And once you're done with that, you hit create signature.
When
And
you link your photo from Dropbox, make a note in your Dropbox not to move that file anywhere,
yeah,
change
yeah.
it, or it'll break your signature.
Mm-hmm. And you just copy signature code and then you add it to your email signature and it works. And I don't have to have a HubSpot account. This is just a free tool that HubSpot created for people to make email signatures.
Could you be more full of amazing resources and advice and guidance, Dan? Thanks.
Maybe. So yeah, that's the session today of showing agents. Here's a quick bag of goodies, and you can pick and choose the ones that you want to work with. And we all have to fail forward. So just pick one, start making it, and role play. Like get the app, QR code put on a piece of marketing and then get somebody to download the app in front of you and just make sure, did they get the app? Did they go under you? Did you get notified? And then just like use it as a reason to reconnect with people as well. Just like mailing everybody out the new menu sheet that you're going to create. Everything's a marketing opportunity if you look at it.
It really is. It really is. There's so many valuable things I took away from this. And one of the newest things, if you're an agent and you have Listed, make sure you go to the App Store and look up Listed and make sure if it says update, it's updated, because our most recent feature with all client activity is so great that when you see insights from what people are doing or not doing. So to your point, Dan, if you see that people are not sharing the app, for example, right? If someone shares the app, you can see, oh, your client so and so shared the app. That's an opportunity when you reach out to them to say, hey, do you know how to share Listed? And they're like, yeah, I just shared it with somebody. Oh, great. Who's that? Do you want me to give them a call? Are they interested in buying or selling? And then it starts a conversation. And if you see they're not doing something, like they're not starring properties or they're not sharing it, you can then take a little video, send it to them, whether it's an Instagram post or the little video, and say, did you know how easy it is? If you tap the star, you'll be alerted when anything happens to it, and I'll be able to see it so that I can help you create a list for properties you want to see on the weekend or any of these things. And if someone can't think of them or they need a marketing idea, now that we have you, Dan, here to help with the marketing, including us, thank you. We're here with some ideas of how you can utilize Listed and, create the conversations that are going to bring you business in this upcoming year.
I love it. I love it.
Okay, Dan, well, I'm sure we'll do more of these. And I know that we're looking forward into the year to see what other great things we can have and talking about all kinds of new ideas. So when we settle on those, we'll make sure all of you know what we're planning and invite you to tune in. You can always, how can they let us know if they want to get updates on what you and I are doing together?
Oh, well, first I would make sure I've downloaded the app and you're either uh, you got the app. That's step number one. Make sure you're an agent in agent mode, meaning like so when you download the listed app as a real estate agent, there is paperwork that has to be done through the MLS boards and stuff.
Yeah,
So I would be my first mission, get that out of the way. Once
yeah,
you have that out of the way, then say, okay, now how do I market it? And then listed will follow up with here like this recording we just did today. This is a resource that you guys could share with them to get
yeah,
them started.
absolutely. And anything new we'll do, unless you opt out and don't want to be on it, we'll let you know anytime we have something like this, because I think the great thing about spending time with you, Dan, is that we're always trying to do the same thing, which is serve consumers through their agent and help agents leverage their greatness through marketing and tools that help them.
The last thing you said, like maybe a minute ago, inspired me a thought, and I just want to share it before we hang up. And that was the when you see a person using your app and they're sharing the app, I would be rewarding, um, not rewarding the outcome, meaning I have to get a referral before I give you something, but reward the behavior. So if I see a person sharing the app, I'd like give them a gift card. I'm like, oh, that's so awesome that you shared the app with somebody. I'm going to send you a $10 gift card. And it like rewards the behavior despite the outcome, because will I get a referral or will I get a deal closed because that person using the app? Maybe, maybe not. But if somebody gets a reward for sharing it, they're going to start sharing it more.
Oh, yeah. And some agents who told me when they've had success sharing it, believe it or not, they're not sharing it for their own benefit to get a referral, but they're actually positioning it as saying, look what you can do. And if you share this with others, others will be able to do this. And one of the great things about Listed is instead of, the real estate board makes you have to get the name, phone number, email, because those are just in the rules. But the great thing about Listed with your own agent is there's no spam. You're in this closed environment with one person that you know and trust. So it's the safest place to be. And, that person who has Listed can even choose, oh, I don't want to be contacted by phone, but I'm happy to get a text or I'm happy to just get email. So you're actually giving people the freedom to be contacted in the way they prefer in a system that is the best system with the most listings. So, I mean, you've got all the MLS and all the exclusive, which are now compliant under the realtor cooperation policy. So anyone with questions can ask us about that too. But Dan, thanks so much for today. I've loved it.
Awesome.
It's
Thank you
great.
for having me, as always.
Okay.
Bye, guys.
Bye, everyone.